Welcome to the MOOC course on Abhidharma. We are going to discuss Anusaya and Kliṣṭamanovijñāna in Theravāda and Vijñānavāda Abhidharma tradition. The objective of this module is of twofold: to understand the Anusaya and Kliṣṭamanovijñāna and its interpretation in the Abhidharma and Vijñānavāda tradition. Bhavanga Chitta is the arising of the consciousness which functions as preparing a base of the present state of existence with the accumulation of the resultants of all the past activities done by a particular being. With arising of this consciousness, there starts the generation of material elements by the chitta. Gradually, the being has its initial physio-psychic amalgam, which in common parlance is stated as coming into existence, bhavanga. Bhavanga is a multi-significant term in Buddhist tradition, expressing itself in various ways in different contexts. It is also used to indicate a state of passive state of mind going on smoothly in its own course, quite undisturbed by any kind of object. The Bhavanga Chitta is the possessor and carrier of all past impressions of the experiences and willful karmas which have the potentiality to shape the future life, good or bad. It is also the root cause of the arising of the faculty of memory. It is also the factor to create a bridge between death chuti and rebirth patisandhi. Thus, it is a specific mode consciousness which latently sustains the regular flow of a stream of consciousness from past to present to future existence and life. Rupert Gethin succinctly explains the characteristics of Bhavanga Chitta. Consciousness is said to be in its Bhavanga mode wherever no active consciousness process is occurring. In other words, Bhavanga is a passive, inactive state of mind. The mind, when resting in itself, ordinary waking consciousness is to be understood as the mind continually and very rapidly emerging from the lapsing back into the bhavanga in response to the various sense stimuli coming through the five sense doors and giving rise to sense door consciousness process. These will be interspersed with mind door process of various. In contrast, the dream state is understood as essentially confined to mind door processes occurring in what the text following the Milind Pahiyon call monkey sleep, kapi midda, makkat nidda. In deep sleep, the mind rests in inactivity and does not emerge bhavanga. In the same article, Rupert Gethin makes another brilliant observation on the notion of bhavanga chitta. The fact that the Abhidharma uses the notion of bhavanga to define both the nature of a given being and also what constitutes a lifetime. That bhavanga is being used to explain not merely the logic of continuity but also why a particular being continues to be that particular being throughout his or her life rather than becoming some other being. To become another being is to change one's bhavanga. Thus, why I do not suddenly start behaving like an animal is because I have what is essentially a human bhavanga. In other words, the notion of bhavanga is in part at least intended to provide some account of why I am me and why I continue to behave the me. It is surely intended to give some theoretical basis for observed consistency in behavior pattern, character, traits, and the habitual mental state of a given individual. The Abhidharma is a series of continuous consciousness. It is also a stream of consciousness. It is the sole substratum of the transmigration in samsara. It is indeterminate content and so pure that it is not felt the like others. It is the basic foundation of arising other Vijñāna. It contains the seeds or impressions, vasana of any karma. So it is called as alaya sarva bijkam. Acharya Sthirmati says in his commentary that alaya Vijñāna is the Adana Vijñāna because that undertakes the five clinging aggregates. This world is the development of present seeds of in alaya Vijñāna. In the Arya Sandhi Nirmoshana Sutra, the Buddha says that about the alaya Vijñāna, that alaya Vijñāna is very subtle and profound, and the seeds of all the dharmas are contained in it. In the psychological world, the alaya Vijñāna is the name for the sum total of the normal consciousness and subconsciousness.